Yo, what up? This is your boy Soulo. Now we're back here again with another one. And this video is gonna be short. It's gonna be about I keep seeing people on the internet, just people in general saying, oh, so how come did the Native Americans lost to the Europeans or the colonizers? Same shit. The reason why they lost is because the natives were peaceful people. They were all about the community and taking people in and, teaching people how to do things and learning about yourself and how we are spirits developing awarenesses and how the mind controls the body. Whatever your spiritual space is in, that's how the mind will look and that's how the body will look, because your mind is what's controlling the physical body. So your spirit is just your space. It's just, everything is just space and location, and whatever awareness develops from that space is how it will look physically and mentally, and then physically. So your mind controls the body. It's not the other way around. But we got spirits here who let their flesh control their mind and their emotions. So they live in reverse. And that's what the colonizers and Europeans was, they were not in alignment, so they didn't know. But we got natives, indigenous people who were trying to teach them the ways and things of that nature. But it's not always gonna go that way, and there's always gonna be bad eggs in this world. But this is the reason why Native Americans lost, because they were just peaceful. They was taken advantage of and they got destroyed, manipulated, inside jobs and things of that nature. That's the only way where it can happen, where you put your trust, or you rather die than not fight for the truth, the real truth, the real divine truth within, how, your alignment, your spirit, and doing things for the great spirit. The colonizers wasn't on that type of stuff. They only cared about conquering and taking over and, I think, therefore I am. Instead of understanding that how you're operating, you are already a spirit creating your environment. And that's what the natives already knew. We are spirits creating our environment, our world, our reality. Your spirit develops an awareness, and that awareness accumulates into matter, what people call energy, matter, physicality. Literally, this is what all spirits are doing when we come together and create our reality, because we all share the same characteristics and mechanisms of what the external world looks like. So the plants look like hair, when your flesh deteriorates and become dirt, and it adds on to the dirt, it adds on and becomes, the extension of reality, the physical world. Your blood is like water, your mind, stars are water. Shout out to Dolo. Stars are water. And these are mentalities that become physical. Your mind is a fluid. Your mind is what's condensing into physical reality. So the colonizers didn't know this, otherwise they wouldn't do the degenerate shit that they did, taking over lands and destroying crops, destroying everything. So they had their own belief, and whatever it was just about doing what they're doing right now, how this system is built, the 13 colonies, whatever. So this is what they're doing right now. This is what the descendants are doing right now, just operating this system and not in a indigenous way. So it's not about community. It's all about what can I get out of it, and that's leeching off the people. That's leeching off, the community, and it's not helping anybody. It's just helping the elites. It's just helping the people who's controlling and operating in the shadows, in the government and beyond that. So it's deeper than yourself. So you gotta go beyond your own desires and what you care about in your own little world, because it's not about you. The way you are even operating right now and thinking is from a colonized awareness, because you don't know yourself. You have to know yourself to understand what's going on. You cannot just only believe in whatever you want, because that's why we're in this mess in the first place. We're all mutts, and we don't understand the real starting point of like knowing ourselves, because we're just too much lost in indoctrination and programs and all these beliefs and biases, instead of understanding that you are spirit already developing that awareness to be that. So whatever spiritual space that you're in, to develop, to be a human, your awareness, your mind has already gone through that much experiences to become a human, to even condense and be in the same spiritual space as a human being. Evolving from insects, bugs, bacteria, insects, bugs, water creatures, mammals, all the way to developing into a human vessel. So that's how that shit goes. That's how the natives already understood life, because that's why we see, natives now talking about and trying to, tell the truth, but we're not heard enough. So these spirits, there's always going to be spirits here trying to help people and reincarnate here so they can spread the knowledge and wisdom. But we got a lot of, we're in a system where it's trying to I forgot the word. It's trying to block the message and messing up the algorithm and things of that nature. But yeah, the only reason the colonizers won is because we're peaceful people, and we just didn't have the advantage at the time. And there was a lot of inside jobs and backstabbing and just betraying and poisoning the crops and stuff like that. Like I said, they were peaceful people. They wasn't on that type of stuff, but we were definitely smarter than them. We was smart enough not to indulge in a degenerate mind, in a fuckery type of mindset. So it doesn't matter if you think you won. You already lost in terms of how you develop your awareness to become physical. So based on that ego, you're gonna stay physical, and you're gonna keep getting more physical and not free and light like a native, a spiritual native who doesn't give a fuck about none of that ego materialistic bullshit that the colonizer was on. And that goes for a lot of humans who develop that type of mindset based on survival and stuff like that. Whereas there's nothing wrong with survival. It's just being in alignment and knowing who you are as a spirit. You'll do things much more in a divine and godly manner, so you won't get lost in the flesh. Because Once you're lost in the ego and the flesh, that's what you're materializing in the mind. However you see, whatever that vision is, that light, that's what's accumulating into your well-being, into your space. Your spirit is your space. So if that's what you care about, that's what you're gonna accumulate and resonate with. And you know, this life is all about experience, but in a life, death, rebirth, evolution type of thing. So you're gonna keep on going through those experiences, going through those type of hells until you get out of that hell. And that's a lesson to be learned. And I'm out. Peace.